Good morning, everybody. This episode is brought to you by our fine friends at Katie Waltman Jewelers. Katie Waltman Jewelers is one of our favorites and a lot of our listeners' favorites too. You can reach them at katiewaltman.com, which is Katiewaltman.com. Katie Waltman Jewelry offers elegant handcrafted pieces from stackable rings and gold-filled bracelets to personalized charm necklaces featured in L, in Style, Oprah.com, and worn by celebrities like Molly Sim and Donnie Lowe. Enjoy an exclusive discount with promo code Buffalo because you're a wonderful listener to the show of 20% off. So once again, go to Katie Waltman. Holiday season's coming up, Don. You got something for the wife. Gotta get something for your daughters. Go to Katie Waltman. You can save money too. And
That's
like
true.
I said,
That's
20%
true.
off by promo code Buffalo. It's a deal. So check out our friends at Katie Waltman, and we are going to get started. Welcome to episode number, ready for this, Don? 57 of Insurance Questions Podcast. No. EBI news for you. No. Buffalo Fights. And we started doing something new. I started messing around with it on Friday. Instead of broadcasting live, we're going to broadcast, and then we are going to upload it right afterwards. But if you are one of our TikTok followers, you still get to see the show live. So that's something that you might want to be right now, But all the comments and statements by Eddie Buffalo and Donnie Lowe are purely for entertainment purposes. Take it away, Donnie Lowe.
Thank you very much. Happy Monday, everybody. And the best way to experience the podcast is if you go to our YouTube channel, EBI Media Buffalo Fights, EBI Media Buffalo Fights, where you can view the podcast. And actually, we're not going to ask you to like, share, or subscribe or anything like that. But you can view the podcast there.
You do you, boo.
And if you just prefer to listen to podcasts, if that's your way you experience all the podcasts, we're just about everywhere. So again, like, share, and subscribe if you so choose to please to do that. Wherever you listen, we're there. And again, on TikTok Live, we are there. We're there now, so you can experience the podcast that way. And it's you get to hear us kind of talking, finalizing what our discussions will be and all of that before the podcast. And you get the close-up view of Eddie from the side. That might scare you away, but that's okay. We'll take that chance. But just know that we appreciate you taking time out of your day to share it with us. So, Eddie, Buffalo Fights number 57. Let's go, baby.
It's crazy,
Let's go.
That's crazy. So, are you finally feeling better, Donnie Lowe? Are you feeling better? What was wrong with you
better. Just the congestion, bad cough, all that kind of stuff. Upper respiratory. So I'm fighting through. I hope I don't have a cough attack.
Probably all that back and forth. Probably all that back and forth, hot and cold weather doesn't help at all either.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that much of a disparity in temperature, really. I mean, I don't think that was it, but who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Could have caught it on the plane. I don't know.
I get it.
But how you doing?
It makes sense. Doing okay. It was an interesting weekend. Our buddy Sharon Raiders turned 25 for the second or third time yesterday. And
wow.
I got to spend time with her and her son, Romeo. I drove an hour away to Frisco, Texas to enjoy that fantastic Buffalo Bills game I got to watch yesterday with a bunch of people that used to live in Buffalo, New York. Oh, my God, Don. That was a travesty.
I didn't think they played yesterday.
They didn't. I don't know who that team was with all the Buffalo Bills stuff on, but that was definitely not our Buffalo Bills. I mean, and I made a huge mistake when I went home because Sharon and her son probably left with like 15 minutes left in the game. And I decided to listen to GR on the way home and listen to the people calling in. And that was a huge mistake because they were just destroying. And they said that was Josh Allen's fastest post-game interview ever. He said a few things and then he left.
His shortest interview.
Yes.
Yeah, his shortest.
Yeah, I meant to say. And I think it's more disappointing because so many people picked the Bills to go to the Super Bowl this year, and you got to kind of wonder if they started believing the hype a little bit. And I'm talking even our general manager, because the trade deadline came and gone this past week without him doing anything. Well, he takes two to tango and all this and that.
He tried to get Waddell from the Dolphins.
Trying and doing are two different things.
Well, he put an offer out there. Yeah, he put an offer out there.
That's really, to me, that's crazy because there is no way a team in your division is going to trade away one of their players to you to help you win. It's just dumb. I mean, years ago, they would do like a three-way where, okay, we traded this guy to Detroit, and then Buffalo got him from Detroit. So it wasn't like a direct thing,
Yeah.
And what kills me, and I think what is going to be words that he's going to be eating over and over and over again because people are so pissed off today, is when he did his interview after the trade deadline passed. He goes, I'm as upset as everybody else, but, we believe in our players. We believe we have a championship quality team. No, we don't, dude. We don't have a wide receiver. Keon Coleman is turning into a bust. The plays that he did make were garbage plays yesterday. They meant nothing. I mean, Allen threw for over 300 yards. He's running for his life. He got the crap kicked out of him yesterday,
Yeah.
And our defense is so porous that, I mean, those two touchdown runs, we had no chance. We had no chance at all, which was disgusting.
I know that the defense has a lot of injuries, but the other players have to step up. I mean, it's easy to criticize.
All these other teams are pulling away, including the Patriots.
I know. They won again yesterday.
And in the back of my mind, Don, I'm thinking to myself, well, the last time Buffalo did go to a Super Bowl, even though they lost, they made it as a wild card team. But that was a whole different time. That was before free agency, where you could spend to the moon. And they did. I mean, the amazing Hall of Famers that were on that team, Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Bruce Smith, Cornelius Bennett. It goes on and on and on and on, but that's not now, pretty much because we did nothing at the trade deadline. What are you going to go out? You're going to go get a renter player that's a free agent that's been sitting home because nobody else wanted him, and going back to the well as many times as we had, bringing back Tre'Davious White. Yes, Trey Day was fantastic in his day, but he wasn't with us for a reason. Same thing with Jordan Poyer, okay? It's like, if your old girlfriend sucked, why you want to go back and date her again? She didn't get better. She sucked worse, It just, to me, going backwards, and that seems like we, instead of progressing, we had a big regression this year where we didn't do enough to make a difference, Yeah.
And this morning, you know who Vic Carucci is, right?
Yes.
So he's a sports writer from Buffalo, and he covered the Bills, especially in their heyday in the late 80s and the 90s. And he's very astute. He knows what's going on. He's got contacts all around the league. And he was on live this morning on one of the local news stations that he has a show with. But he says, you know what? The Bills were presumed Super Bowl contenders. He says they're not even in that category any longer.
No,
he said there's no way. He said basically the team's a mess right now.
I mean, and mentally they got to be messed up, because here's a team that, Miami Dolphins are circling the drain. They just fired their GM before the trade deadline. I don't know who the hell was making the trades. And they're saying no matter what happens, their coach is getting fired at the end of the year. He lost the team last year. I talked to my buddy Jimmy all the time. He's a huge Dolphin fan. And, the Dolphin fan base, they're in agreement. The kid lost the team. He might have been a good offensive coordinator, but making that step up to being a head coach is so hard for so many guys. Sure. It's not a slight on him. It happens all the time, Look at Bill Belichick. He's be lucky if he can hold on to his job in North Carolina because, he just, unfortunately, it looks like the game passed him by, because he went down and became a, college coach after the Patriots decided to part ways with him, and look at Vrabel. Bringing in that fresh blood, some fresh ideas, proof's in the pudding. They're number one in our division. We're looking up at them instead of vice versa,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Their young quarterback looks fantastic. And unfortunately, for the next 10 years, we are going to be stuck with him. We're going to be stuck with, keep on going against Patty Mahomes. It's not getting better. And if you're not getting better, well, what do you expect except to see results like you saw yesterday? I just never thought it would look as bad as it did, Don. That was just...
I know. Quite honestly, the game was on, but I wasn't watching it. I was kind of doing some other things. And
that was smart, Don. I gotta wonder how much the tickets cost in Miami, because there was a lot of empty seats from the beginning of the game on. And a friend of mine in Miami said it's really weird with Miami games that no matter what the score is, a lot of people leave at halftime, which is just crazy to me.
I wonder if it's a traffic issue or something.
Yeah, you gotta wonder. I don't know, but they're playing Tampa this week. Let's hope for a blizzard in Buffalo. I know you guys got your first snow of the year. A little bit of flurries this morning.
Yeah, a couple inches actually.
Because I know Allie Buffalo is on her way to Niagara University from Rochester. She was at her boyfriend's house. And usually she'll talk to me on her way to school. But she said, Dad, it's snowing pretty good now. So it must be up north, the snow this morning, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, it is. And it was kind of icy. So the temperature's in the upper 20s. So I went out this morning, scraped off the car, and it was.
I don't miss that, Don. I don't miss that at all.
Yeah.
Like even this was our coldest day of the year so far here in Greenville, Texas. We were down to 31 this morning when I left for the gym.
Oh, really? That's cold for you guys,
Yeah, that's but by the end of the week, it's going to be back up to 80. So I really can't complain.
Oh my gosh, how nice! So I know this is Buffalo Fights, and before we get to your topic, did you hear about the fight in the stands in Miami?
No.
I just sent you something. I don't know if you'll be able to pull it up or not, but it's a video. But there were Bills fans fighting each other, and there's this guy with a cane. He was ready to hit somebody.
There was Bills fans fighting.
Yeah, it's crazy. And in this Dolphin Stadium, it's just crazy. I know some people that went to the game, and it's just like, oh my God, you spend the time, the money, family that lives in Orlando area drove down to West Palm. Then they took a bus down, and it's like, oh my God, how disappointing. If it was a nail biter and they lose, it's like,
Donnie, does Russ Salvatore still put on that huge party?
I don't know if he does. I haven't heard anything about that in a couple years. He may have stopped that. The man's 92 years old, you know.
Yeah, I was curious if they still do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Is
sure.
He really?
I'm not sure. Yeah, he's 92. Which is amazing.
And don't get me wrong, I like going. I like going to Salvatore's, but it is so expensive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a high quality, fine dining place. The atmosphere is beautiful. So you get what you pay for, right? So it's not a place you can go every week or once a month even, It's like a once or twice a year type thing.
You hope you got the gift certificate from somebody so you can actually do it,
Yeah, so I can put a little dent in that bill. Excuse me.
Trying my best to pull up that clip, Don, but I don't know how lucky I'm going to be doing that. Let's try it.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, crazy. I just, it's, I don't want to be like all the callers that call into the local news and sports stations and just blast. I mean, they even call in if the Bills win a game and they're still blasting everybody negatively, So I don't want to do that. Let's stay positive here. Let's stay positive. If the Bills don't go to the Super Bowl,
bringing it up.
Okay. If they don't go to the Super Bowl, or they do go to the Super Bowl, how's it going to change our lives? Right? Yeah, it will feel good.
It's not. I mean, it is fun. And I think I've talked about this before. What surprises me, like 2 years ago, I don't know what that is. But when the Texas Rangers won the World Series, it was actually 3 years ago now. Wow, time flies. That they won the frickin' series, and then the next thing you know, within a week, they moved on to something else. Because when you work and live in a huge city like I do in Dallas, I mean, we have 14 million people in the Metroplex. It just keeps on growing. Crazy. But in Buffalo, you have the Sabres and the Bills to root for. That's all you got. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit more.
Well, you got the Bandits.
All these guys saying it. Well, I love my Buffalo Bandits. I love them. But there's still a fringe sport. It isn't like a lot of people know what, indoor lacrosse is. I mean, it's such a fun sport. It's really entertaining. But if you don't know about it, I mean, and a lot of people are very surprised when I say this. Did you realize that lacrosse was actually Canada's national sport, not hockey? Did you know that?
Yeah, I know, because Canada has a huge Indigenous population.
Yeah. So what I wanted to talk about is a gentleman that's responsible for bringing bare knuckle boxing back to the main stream. And what's funny about Bobby Gunn is that I never realized how close he lived to us, Don, back in Buffalo, New York.
I know,
because he grew up in Niagara Falls, Ontario, and he had a short boxing career, but he never really was able to do much boxing wise. But as a bare knuckle boxer, he was viral before that was a thing, Don. A lot of his basement and underground fighting matches was just ridiculous. I mean, there's one fight of him that is a 9-second fight. And I'm like, what in God's name can somebody do in 9 seconds? Well, look up Bobby Gunn on YouTube. Look for his 9-second fight, and you will definitely see.
That's crazy, isn't it?
He traveled all over the country as a contractor, him and his family, and some of the things that he wrote in his autobiography was unbelievable. And fortunately, I bought an Audible version of his, and it was him talking. And some of the stuff that this man did was just scary, And I think of myself as a tough guy, but I got nothing on these guys at all. I mean, because number one, you got to be careful how you hit somebody if you're using bare knuckles, because if you hit bone on bone, you're breaking stuff.
Yeah.
Especially if you're hitting somebody in the forehead, and you're going to break your hand easy. So they had regular, bare knuckle, and they had rough and tumble. And rough and tumble is everything goes. And he is known to have bitten ears off.
Oh my God.
Bitten noses off. And one thing that I will always stand out for me in his book is the day he ripped the scrotum off another fighter.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's just
that's
unbelievable.
Disgusting.
Are you not in jail? You know what I mean? For stuff like that, it's just, I'm speechless about a lot of stuff like this, and we had our buddy Bird on from the Bare Knuckle Hall of Fame, and he said, it took a while before states would actually let this be a legal event, have it sanctioned in their states,
Yeah.
And now they're having bare knuckle pay-per-views that are well attended, just subscribed online a lot, and it's just interesting. So I went to AI Intelligence, and find a little bit about Bobby Gunn. Bobby Gunn, he's actually younger than me. He was born on December 25th, Christmas baby, 1973. Canadian-born fighter who gained significant fame as bare knuckle boxer and also had a career in professional boxing. His bare knuckle career, Gunn is most renowned for his incredible career in bare knuckle boxing and old-fashioned offing underground sport. Undefeated record. He claims an impressive bare knuckle record of 73 wins and 0 losses in the underground circuit. So the underground circuit, who knows if that's true or not? You know what I mean?
I know.
Sanctioned bare knuckle champion. In a milestone moment for the sport, Gunn won the vacant heavyweight bare knuckle boxing title in the first sanctioned bare knuckle boxing match in the United States since 1999, defeating Richard Stewart by KO in 2011.
Wow.
We just talked about our buddy Bert, Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame. He was inducted into the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame in 2015, becoming the first living inductee. That's interesting, isn't it?
I know.
So he is known in circles as the Celtic warrior. Gunn is an Irish traveler descent, a heritage that often plays a role in his persona of the Celtic warrior and his connection to the fighting tradition. When they say Irish traveler, do you know what that means, Don? A lot of people don't.
No, I could only.
It is a cleaned up version of the derogatory term gypsy.
Gypsy. Yeah.
Basically, they move from area to area. They would go down to Florida, during the winter and go back to Canada, and working jobs on the way down and on the way back up. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
His professional boxing career was very short and brief. Before and during his bare knuckle career, Gunn also competed in professional boxing. His professional boxing record of 23 wins by KO, 7 losses, and 1 draw with 1 no contest win. World title challenges. He twice challenged for the world titles in the cruiserweight division, the WBO cruiserweight title in 2007, and the IBF cruiserweight title in 2009. Notable opponents. He has faced well-known boxers like Roy Jones Jr. later in his professional boxing career. And Roy Jones Jr., I saw an interview of him talking about Bobby Gunn, and he said he was never hit so hard in his life than he was hit by Bobby Gunn.
Wow, that's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. His life and career, particularly his transition from professional boxing to the dangerous, illicit world of underground bare-knuckle boxing, fighting, have been subject of several articles and a book, often painting him as the real-life Rocky figure fighting for his family. Would you like to know more? Blah, blah, blah. So that's the thing. If he needed money, he would just set up an underground fight and he'd walk away with $10,000, $20,000, $30,000.
That's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. And it was over quick.
Wow, that is crazy. So this is Bobby Gunn. It's not Peter Gunn, right? You know the song Henry Mancini wrote, theme for Peter Gunn?
No. You got your funny shoes on today, Don. I gotta tell you. So if you're looking to hear or read an interesting book, check out Bobby Gunn's book, his autobiography. There's only one book on him, so you'll be an easy way to find it. But I think that's it for today, Don.
Yeah, well, I was going to mention something. I don't know if there's a little bit of controversy with Bobby Gunn. I don't know if you heard about this.
There's a lot of controversy about Bobby Gunn, pal.
Well, what I'm referring to is he was involved in an auto accident, and unfortunately, one of the people in the other car perished in New Jersey. So there's a little bit of controversy there because he didn't serve time in jail for that.
How that happened and how that he didn't serve time. I know exactly. They talk about it in the book a little bit.
Does
he?
And
he was pretty tore up about it,
Was he?
Yeah, I mean, and if you go back to his childhood, his father is the reason he did bare knuckle boxing. Because his father would be at the tavern all day, and he'd come home and say, "Come on, let's go." He'd set up fights for this kid when he was like 14, 15 years old, and he would be beating the crap out of grown men at that age because he was just a monster. I mean, in the same vein of Mike Tyson, that when he was 11, 12 years old, was robbing people, beating the crap out of grown men for like their gold or their money or whatever. So, I mean, you broke the mold when you're talking about guys like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, how they didn't end up in jail. Well, Mike did end up in jail, but for other reasons.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. So we have a long week of shows this week. Tomorrow we have ABI News for You. Is the shutdown going to be over? I'm not sure.
There's nothing going on in the world, is there? I don't think so.
AI Atlas. I know it's affected this guy because I was supposed to start filming a TV show this week in Montana. And because of all the flights and everything, we are on a little bit of a hiatus now because it would cost so much for them to get us in on private jets or drive us into Montana. So as I know more information, I will share it with you guys too. So I'm a little bit bummed about it. And I'm not crazy that I'm going to be missing the snow, but what are you going to do? And it's Wednesday, Insurance Questions Podcast. I don't know if what we're going to do on Thursday, Don, because I would like to have Doc on again to talk about performance enhancing drugs, but he's on special assignment in Oklahoma helping out the Choctaw Nation of Indians. So I don't know if we'll be able to take it a week, because I would really, something I really want to know, because, all these guys are getting hurt. And the one gentleman with the Buffalo Bills picked up, how do you say his name? Hiked. I don't know. He was only there for 2 games, but he had 3 sacks in 2 games. He had 3 sacks in 2 games. Imagine if he was there for every game. He served a 6-game suspension to start the year. Who knows what would have happened, But I want to know if PEDs tend to make something else in your body weaker, like a weak spot weaker. Like they're saying, with a lot of people say that that's what's going on when people got COVID, that it attacked the weakest part of your body. So I thought that'd be interesting. Mm-hmm. And I did on Friday when you were sick, Don, I did a Eddie Buffalo variety hour, and it was pretty good. We talked a little bit about movies coming out, new vinyl, and we talked about the new It TV show, Welcome to Derry, which is creepy as hell, folks. If you want to see something scary, check that out. They should have brought it out.
Is that a Stephen King?
It is. It's
story?
based on the 2 movies and the book. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And the first episode is creepy as hell. So I want to thank everybody for being with us today, especially our live audience, our TikTok friends. Thank you so much for being with us. And we're going to try something until my internet problem gets taken care of. We're going to start taping the shows, and then I'm going to post them about a half hour later. A little bit of delay, but quality-wise, we want to make sure it's good for you guys, for us, and for our sponsors. So these guys are going to pay us. I don't want to give them a crappy product.
No, exactly.
So tomorrow, probably like 9:30-ish, you'll be able to see our next episode, and same thing today. So I want to end the show like we end every other show. If you like working with people that are just like you, have the same passion for life, have the same morals, and love your children as much as we do, we are definitely the people you want to be working with. You can go to our beautiful new website, ebiagency.com. It's always changing. We're always adding content. And you can also email us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And what's the hotline, Don?
Hotline is 716-541-4118. That's 716-541-4118.
And remember, everybody, life is so worth living. What do you got to do, Donnie?
You got to keep on fighting, baby. Just keep on fighting.
You got to keep on fighting. That's correct. So we're out of here, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao, ciao, everybody.